There's no music. What's going on, everybody? Getting ready to go live in just a couple minutes. But I really want to see some love in the chat. Let me know you can hear us. How are those levels? How's my volume? How's the music? Remember, we need you to tell us. I see omnibusters with the emojis. Look for the print party post, not story. It will say who it is there. I missed the Insta. Hello, everyone. Show some love in the chat. That's us writing that. It's my favorite song, you guys. You can hear me? Sounds good? Sounds good? It was such a fun one today. CEO of Skybound, David Alpert, is joining us. Are you kidding me? Do you know how important we just got as YouTubers? We're not underground anymore. They can see us. Okay, let's go live. Successful stream music on. Whoa. We gotta get better at that.
Well, look, I'm getting better at cueing the music.
There's a setting. There's a setting on the music.
It's back.
Yeah, but it's that low intro, that slow intro. There's a setting that you can like pause it by touching it, and it'll just pick up right in the middle of the hype.
That's what I gotta get.
Next time we'll do that.
Yeah, that's what I'll figure it out next time. Listen, I was trying to do like a cool crossfade, like I'm some sort of DJ.
You're gonna get it
one day.
You're gonna get it. Now look at this. Look at how awesome our new animated template is. Are you kidding me?
We're live.
We're live
in motion.
Yes.
Ooh.
Everything is moving. Everything is movement. Everything is life and love. Dynamic. Shout out Courtney Lubby from Skybound, who made that beautiful, beautiful template for us. And it's so cool because if you watch Takaro, little by little, he's going to go by and tickle Gabby on the chin. All right.
How's do we have like good sound, guys?
I think they said we sound good. I sound a little weird.
Is the background music a little too loud? You got to let us know because I'm like trying to run this, you know, in a way
that
makes
let us
sense.
know. Yeah. As we keep going, let us know how the sound is. We'll be monitoring. All right.
I'm going to try to keep it low, you know.
Yeah.
Low but fun.
Yeah. All right, awesome. Yeah, right. The Todd, the background's awesome. What's up, Chelsea? What's up, David?
By the way,
Vasquez?
hey Todd. Todd was the first one in the chat.
Todd, the number one. Dead Kiriyama, what's up? Aaron Girardi, Lauren, Angel Lopez,
Andy's
Andius.
Here.
By the way, Andius just did a super limited edition print of BB-8. I think it's already done, but check with her just in case.
I think she's taking pre-orders last I checked. I don't know, Andy. Let us know.
It was super limited.
Look, here comes Takaro to weirdly
Here he comes.
face.
All right, we got an amazing show. First and foremost, we have an amazing special guest. DA is going to be with us in just a second, and we're going to talk to him about everything Skybound, being a CEO, what that means, what it's like, why he puts up with me, and then he's going to run us through this beautiful, beautiful, take us to art cam so they can see. This beautiful collection of whiskey here. He's going to like walk us through it to show us how to drink like adults because both of us are children. And so yeah, that's gonna be super awesome. It's awesome to have friends who have interests like that, and you can learn from them. So that's gonna be fun. And after we say goodbye to DA, we have an amazing mystery print reveal tonight. You guys loved Mystery Print Party last time, and rightfully so. It was fun. It was there's suspense. Everybody likes suspense and drama. How do you get drama in art? You don't tell them what you're making, then you show it at the last second. It's very simple.
Right, just bring it in right at the end.
It's very simple. So we're going to have another big mystery print reveal. I'm super hyped about it. We're celebrating kind of like 1 year of Attack Peter at Skybound. It's a little bit more than a year.
A little bit.
But just barely. So we're going to celebrate that tonight. We're going to toast. We're going to talk to the big boss man. It's going to be awesome. Let's, without further ado, let's bring Mr. David Alpert in.
Hold on 1 second.
Oh, and remember the applause thing we have?
I will. I just, I'm getting from the chat that our audio is choppy.
Oh, that's
so
that.
I'm
that
gonna
happened.
I'm gonna kill the music for a second just to see if that helps. You guys let us know. I just
last time it was choppy for some people, but not everybody.
I've been getting reports that it's a lot more.
Oh my
One or
God.
two. But we're gonna bring in Mr. Albert.
All right, let's bring him in.
Okay, here we go. Hold on one second.
Dropping the first NFT tonight.
I did. Here we go.
Hey.
It worked. Yay.
Welcome, sir. How you doing, DA?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you?
Great, man. You sound awesome. How do we sound, DA? Do we sound good?
Sounds good to me.
That's it. And that's enough.
We're just gonna run with that.
That's it. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us, brother. I appreciate it. It's so awesome, and for me, it's like a big honor to be able to call you, a friend, and to work with you at Skybound. So I just can't thank you enough for that. So thank you, sir.
Oh, my pleasure, man. It's an honor to work with you. First time I saw your art, I was like, man, we got to find a way to work together. So I'm just happy that it all worked out.
And what shirt are you wearing right now? Look at
Check this
that.
out.
Hey, that's super limited, you guys. You can't just get that anymore. Okay, that was made without a license or approval, just so you know. One of what I want to tell people first is how we met. It was kind of chance that we met and how we met. I was at Comic-Con at a booth that I was sponsored at. I wasn't even really I didn't do my 5 years diligence and apply. I got sponsored by a nonprofit organization. I got a really great booth location, and I think you just happened to walk by. Is that right? Is that how you remember it?
Yeah, I literally walked by and I was like, what is that? I was just seeing. I was like, what is that? That stuff is out of control. I saw you had one of those boars that were just awesome, and I saw one of your kaiju, and I saw it. And I was like, man, I needed to I just wanted to go touch it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, it was fun because for anybody who's been to Comic-Con, it's insane. It's you can't really understand unless you've been to Comic-Con how crazy it is. But I remember you just kind of coming by, stopping. We talked for a few seconds. You gave me your card, and you just kept going. I'm like, holy crap, that's crazy. And here we are. A lot happened since, but now we're working together, and I couldn't be more excited. Before we get into all the nitty gritty, can we get a little whiskey to start?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Are we gonna start with grain?
Well, let's go to Art Cam. Whiskey Cam.
All right.
And then you tell us, because we're kind of you're kind of shepherding us through this.
Honestly,
Huh? No. Yeah.
okay. I think we're gonna start grain.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Right.
Tell me.
Grain is more like bourbon style.
And by the way, this is the Nika coffee grain whiskey.
Yeah.
And the coffee doesn't mean coffee, right?
Coffee actually comes from the name of the guy who created the still that it's used. His name is Aeneas Coffee or something along those lines. Okay. And the interesting thing about that still is it goes continuous. If you use the old style stills or pot stills, you have to do it in batches, which gives you lower alcohol. But coffee still was the first still that gave you sort of continuous distillation.
Okay.
And that's why it's called coffee. So a lot of people think, does it taste like coffee? The answer is no.
No, it doesn't. Okay, we can go out of Whiskey Cam now that we've showed it off. All right, so I have my Nika coffee grain. Oh, this is Gabby's. Do you have yours? No. Here's yours. Here's mine. I'm going to give this to Gabby. Bring DA. There he is. Okay. Okay. There we go. We're all here together. We're all cheering now. All right. Cheers. And as we drink this, you're going to tell me what I should be thinking about.
Let me drink it.
Okay. Cheers. Ooh, yeah, it's spicy.
So what I like about this is primarily made from corn, right? It's more sort of done in that bourbon style. It's got a little bit of that sweetness to it. It's got a little spice, right? Like a little almost rye style, but this should taste a little bit more like a bourbon than than a Scotch whiskey, right? So what's interesting to me, it's the same still, right? So comparing these two things, you get a grain, which is is the corn, and then you have the malt, which is done sort of more in the Scotch style. So that's the idea. Is you can see the same still, same process, same people distilling just two different grains. And so I just love the art of comparing the two side by side. And I always start with, as opposed to food, which is I like to start savory then go sweet. With my drinks, I like to go sweet and then get savory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so should we switch to the malt then?
I was going to enjoy this for a sec, but
oh,
you know,
no,
all right.
tell me.
No, we can hang out on this for a little while if you want.
No, I'm super happy.
Once you do that, we're going there. I mean,
I just yeah. Okay, good. So you tell me.
Do you ever put because I'm sure this is a heathen move, but I put water in mine, a little water.
So you know, there's no heathen move, right? It's whatever makes you happy is the right way to drink it. And I know that might be controversial, but for me, it's all about enjoyment, right? So you have to enjoy it your way. But yeah, water is known to just a little bit of water blooms the flavor, right? So that's what you really want. So like a little water on top of it goes really great. But the truth is, for me, even with some of my best whiskeys, I still like a cube. I like to taste it dilute all the way down.
That makes me feel better.
Yeah, me too.
I've always been told that's not you just got to drink it straight, take it like a man, and I'm like, no, I kind of want to. I don't want to do that. I want to water it down.
You know, one of the great things that we got to do at Skybound is we actually made our own bourbon, right? So we launched Spirits of the Apocalypse, which came out, which was an unbelievable experience for me, right? I love my apocalypse. I like the end of the world. I like my bourbon. Combine the two things, it's like, you know, chocolate and peanut butter, two great things that go great together. And it comes out of the barrel, right? And they just dilute it down with water, right? So people think that you're getting pure distillate out of the still into your glass. It's not how it works, right? So they take it, they see where it's at. So sometimes they'll say like cask strength, barrel strength, like depending on how it's been stored. But you add a little water, and you sort of bring it down. So our whiskey came out as like 60% alcohol, and we just tasted it all the way down. So they poured a little water, you taste it 59, taste it 58. And it tastes like a completely different liquid each of the time. So,
is it dangerous to drink it right out of the still?
You know, one of the great things is age it, right? So part of it's like aging. You know, bourbon's usually aged in oak barrels, right? So you want to sort of age it there and then finish in something else. But it gets a lot of the color when it comes out. It's completely clear. It's the barrel that gives it its color, gives it sort of those like rounded flavors, the sweetness. It comes out a lot more just like a neutral grain, like taste when it comes right out of the still. Like you really want to give it. That's why older spirits sometimes have like a lot more flavor.
Gotcha. Yeah, because they're sitting in that flavor, like the cask is imparting the flavor onto it for a lot longer. So that's why it's got that concentrated taste. Yeah. Yes, I'm YouTube learned. I have watched many a YouTube video on this.
Gabby has taught me a lot of things about whiskey. She's way more knowledgeable on it than I am. But I can hang now. Like I knew before we started talking, DA, just so you know, that the grain was more like a bourbon. Like I knew that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Because I told
you. I'll tell you, like the people in the chat, Lauren likes Redbreast. Redbreast is one of my favorite whiskeys. I think that's awesome. Like Redbreast 21 is like an absolute treat. And so like, you know, I also happen to like rum. So
yeah.
You know, there's a lot of great stuff out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't hang on rum. I'm a poor excuse for a Cuban woman because I cannot drink rum. It gives me the worst headache.
But your dad's a pirate.
My dad is a pirate,
So.
but I can't drink rum.
Pirate?
Kind of.
You know, kind of. And that's an interesting story that I think we'll have to exchange in person when all this pandemic is over. I feel like it's not appropriate for live YouTubing, but I'll give you that story.
Yeah, we'll do that one.
One day.
But yeah, tell me.
Pirate prince. We need a pirate prince.
Right? I think that's the next one.
Yeah.
Right in time for Father's Day.
It's a very good idea.
Oh, yeah, wow.
So, you know, one of the things that, like, I used to always wonder as, I guess just, look, as a kid, the first time I ever knew what a CEO was or an editor-in-chief or stuff like that, you know, the first time I ever paid attention to stuff like that was reading the liner notes in comic books and Marvel comics. And I learned about, Stan Lee, obviously, and like I loved Stan Lee just because of all the letters he would write and all that kind of stuff. And I always thought, what is the job of someone who runs a company like this? Because it's such an eclectic company. We have so much going on at any given point. What is your role in the company and is it traditionally what a CEO is? Is it what a CEO traditionally does, or is it different at Skybound?
It's definitely different at Skybound. So there is a fair amount of the traditional stuff, right? So I have to oversee, a lot of the, P&Ls and finance and legal and all that type of stuff. But the truth is, I'm someone who I think has a skill in appreciating other people's skill, right? My skill set, I know I can't write. I'm a terrible writer. I'm a terrible artist, but I truly appreciate writing. I appreciate art. I love playing games, and I can recognize good gameplay. I can't design a game. So like, I have actually no real discernible skill, right?
Come on.
But I think I have the ability to recognize that skill in others, right? So part of my job is, because I started out, as a producer, and now I'm a CEO. It's really about trying to find amazing, talented people like yourself and building an environment for those people to do what they're great at. And for me, it's about having someone come on that's a great artist, a great printmaker, and getting to focus on making prints, getting to focus on making Darumas without having to handling the marketing, fulfillment, and the legal and all that other stuff, right? So really trying to set up an infrastructure to take care of artists. And I grew up. My mom was a fine artist, right? So I grew up sort of in that scene and understanding how that was, but also seeing like how hard it was for her as a mom, as a woman trying to sort of make her way in the fine art world, and it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
We don't have to talk about when. It's a long time ago. No one needs to know. But yeah, so it was like getting to see that. I was like, if she had the support of a company like Skybound, I feel like she would have been much better taken care of and done much better as an artist. And I was always like, so I've always had this tendency to sort of find artists, embrace artists, and sort of help build systems around them so that they can do the things that they're great at without having to worry about all the other stuff.
It's interesting you point that out, because when we first started talking about, working together, and I would talk to some other artist friends of mine, one of the artists I spoke to is a friend of mine, is Shag. Are you familiar with Shag? And I had the good fortune to befriend him over the last couple of years, and I like to bounce things off him because he's one of the artists that are out there that I kind of see who's carved a path that I like, that I relate to, in that there's artwork there. He works with licensed stuff. He works on original stuff, but he also treats himself and his work as a brand. And I think that there's something there, right? And the difference is in what we do is I really want to be like what we're doing here, involved with the community and talking to everybody and doing a lot of show and tell and like behind the scenes of what it's like to do all this. But the reason I bring that up is because I talked to him right when we were talking about working together, and I said, have you ever heard of this kind of situation? Because it's like all they want to do is support me, give me an opportunity to be me, and I can't believe it. It's like too good to be true, since that day, I always tell people, I was on the Adventures in Design podcast recently, I told them, Skybound is like, for me, I used to be in bands as a kid, and I got signed to a record deal when I was 19 years old. And so I have the experience of meeting A&R guys and record labels. And I said, Skybound to me is like what we used to dream record labels would be for bands. In that they would open doors, get out of your way, and put you on a platform so that everybody can see what they see in you. And that's exactly what I feel like Skybound is to me. I mean, you even have, Big Clutch, like the coolest A&R guy, it's like the roles are there, and it's so cool. And I just wonder, and I always think about this, and I tell people, I need to do a really good job here and do the best that I can possibly do so that other companies feel like this is a good model and find other artists and give them the same opportunity. That's what I feel like I have to do to pay this back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, look, the goal for us is we're not doing it out of a sense because it's the right thing to do. It is the right thing to do. That's not the only reason, right? The idea is that we believe that by freeing artists from the constraints of having to deal with all that other stuff, that our artists are able to do better work, right? And
True.
spend their. Some artists are amazing at self-promotion.
Right.
Some artists are great at all that, and that's great, right? And if they can handle all those things, they're great at the hustle. They're great at the grind. But you know, the artists that I gravitate towards, and that Skybound gravitates towards, are artists who make art for art's sake, right? And they understand that there's a commercial intent, but they're really about just they have a vision in their head. I love when I saw, you know, just seeing sort of the whole vibe that you went for.
Yeah.
At your booth, like it was like, oh, like you have a lane, like you have a thing that you're trying to sort of communicate to the world. And I was like, it just connected with me in a very sort of visceral. But the second part was, I was like, I wanna help shepherd that into the world in a bigger way.
Totally. It's amazing. And like I said, I'm very grateful for that, but I'm also excited for it because we've had an amazing year. Like I tell people, one of the worst years in human history, you know, being able to work with Skybound, the way the company pivoted on a dime, and everybody, you know, Christian and Schmodown, they came in right around the same time I did. Everybody just went boom and like, okay, we're going to do it like this now. And the whole behind the scenes team, it's an amazing and heartening thing to experience for those who didn't get to see it. Like, what was it like from your position when suddenly, like the last thing I did, by the way, I think we have a picture of it somewhere, I don't know, is go visit the Skybound offices. That's like the last thing I did. On February 17th, I came back home. I said, this is the coolest thing ever. It's like the home office is like the best comic store you could ever work at. And that's it. And then the world kind of like shut down immediately after. And what was that like? And I know we're still in it. You know, sometimes it's weird to talk about this because it sounds like we're talking, you know, in the past. But in that moment, you know, and the months preceding it, what was that like? How did you manage that for what you can talk about, you know, obviously?
Yeah. I mean, look, the truth is, I'm incredibly proud of what we were able to accomplish, and I'm glad to hear someone say that we pivot on a dime. I just know that when we started, I had hair down about here, you know, so like it definitely, it took years off my life, man. Like I feel incredibly grateful and thankful to be sort of where we are now. And I feel like the team has done amazing work and people really pulled together. But like those were, like thinking about it now, since it's really been about a year, right?
Yeah.
Those were, that first month was maybe one that was like, you know, I grew up in New York and it was maybe the darkest time that I can remember since 9/11, right? Like it was just this really horrible thing. That said, like 9/11, there was a sense in New York that you got that people were coming together, they were doing things, they were taking care of each other in ways that you didn't expect of New Yorkers to do that thing. And I felt that Skybound did something very similar. I felt like we were like, okay, this is bad. We're in a bad position, and we had to make changes, right? Like if we didn't pivot to make changes, like the company would not be where we are today. But it's a testament to the work that everybody did that we got here. So I honestly, like I could tear up. I'm gonna sort of step back, but you know, honestly, I feel incredibly blessed to work with the people at Skybound that sort of got us here. And honestly, like I feel like the future has never been brighter for Skybound. And I know that that's not the case for everybody. Yeah. And I feel very blessed that we were able to do that.
Totally, man. I couldn't agree more with you. So I'm seeing in the chat that we're having a little bit of audio issues. It sounds good on our end, but what I think we can
yeah, I'm thinking we can really
pause real
quickly pause.
Hold on one second.
Back, yeah.
I'm just going to refresh this real quick. Everybody in the chat, just hang on and let's see if this works. I don't want to miss anything that we're talking about.
Yeah. Hold on one second.
Info from
All right, here we go. Okay, we should be coming back. I think we're back.
Welcome to another episode. Huh?
Oh my God.
There's a guy I watch on YouTube who, okay, just so you know, I love toys, right? So I collect a lot of toys and it's my thing. I love toys. And I just got into Hot Toys recently. They're like, you know, these 12-inch, you know, you've seen them, right? And there's a guy I watch on YouTube who looks like he's broadcasting from his basement, but he's got a real broadcaster's voice, like an old school one. But he looks like a Seinfeld character, like Newman. He's like disheveled. And every episode he goes, well, let's get into another episode of it. And it's just so funny, the disjointed nature. But to piggyback off what you were saying, hey, way better. Everybody says fix. Woohoo!
I know. Oh my God, I was just panicking back here behind the scenes in my privacy curtain, like, what's happening?
So to pivot off what you were saying, it's exactly like I was really scared too because I just got hired, and we were just started working together, and I'm like, crap, I'm the new guy. I'm the first to go if anything goes wrong, and you gave me this phone call early on that was really important and really human, frankly, because, I worked in the private sector in my early 20s, and then I went right into education for 13 years teaching.
Which is very much the public sector.
Yes. And although we worked for a private school for a little while. And the point was only at my last school, Columbus, where I went to high school and graduated. Then I went to teach there for a while. That's the only time in my life I've ever had someone talk to me and kind of like come and just give me a phone call to say, hey, man, it's crazy right now. Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. It's like, okay, we're going to get through this. I'm sorry this is how it's starting off, but we're going to get to, and I'm like, and I told you, dude, I'm like, dude, I'm so honored and grateful to just be here. We can't even talk about it. There's something coming out in the end of the month, that we'll talk about with Big Clutch later in the month. And it's like a moment that I can't believe is happening. So there's so many things that I've been wanting my whole life to be able to be a part of. So when you called me, I really want to thank you for that because we were super scared. We were super nervous, and it just felt good to have that reassurance. And I'm sure you had to have that call with a lot of people. So thank you for being, for running things the way you do. Thank you for taking the time out the way you do. I really appreciate that, man. But I don't want to get mushy forever because we got a lot of more biting things to talk about. Okay.
Like the second whiskey that we haven't even tried yet. Excuse me.
Seriously, we could go 3 or 4 whiskeys deep and we'll be crying.
I know.
Full tears, snot. Really ugly whiskey.
Let's talk malt.
I want to preface this by saying this is my favorite type of whiskey.
Yeah.
So like already I'm biased for it.
But we love
it.
So
which one do you like better?
I like the malt, but we often pick whatever Total Wine has on the shelf, and we just love it either way. But we recognize, and we found a new liquor store nearby, by the way, that has all the ones you mentioned. So in the future, we're going to be trying the whole thing, the whole catalog. Yeah, so we're excited about that.
We like to try new stuff, especially with whiskeys. Yeah. It's like pretty much what we have on rotation. I'm a fan of bourbon, so we usually just have bourbon at the house because I pick.
And she mixes a lot of drinks. She makes cocktails, so yeah. But my dad, my dad has an awesome collection of whiskey, and this is one of the ones he turned us on to early. And he's like, "Try this," and we're like, "Dang!" So
this brand?
Yeah, Nika.
Yeah. Although somebody mentioned in the chat earlier, I mean, Nika's amazing, but we've had a bottle of Buffalo Trace at the house for the last week or so,
we like it.
It is fire. It's so good.
You can barely get it because Joe Rogan mentioned it one time. That's it.
You
can barely get it now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, I have some more.
Yeah. Okay, so
wait, can I show them what I'm drinking out of?
Oh, yeah, show them.
DA would like this. Hold on. Maybe. He can't see it. You have to take it over.
It's the Daruma coffee mug. We got the Daruma coffee mug, you guys. Is really cool. I know.
Unlike mine, I think we're ahead on the stream.
Yeah, there you go. You can see it now.
There it is. Look. I'm trying to like wipe my lipstick stains off of it.
I know Rafi got one. Omnibusters in the chat.
Of course he did.
Yeah, he's the archive.
He is the archive. Oh, let me show this part.
Yeah, man, loving this. Yeah. Gabby's a coffee mug lady.
We had we take cocktails seriously at Skybound. Like it's a big thing, and I believe that executive assistant Gabe Reese is on the phone, and we made sure that when he signed up, he had to do official cocktail training.
No way.
And we have Skybound Old Fashioned.
Oh.
We make that's specific to Skybound, and we use Buffalo Trace.
Shit. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Gabby makes really good.
Everything.
Yeah,
the answer is everything.
Yeah, but specifically the old fashioned. All right. So what is the difference between the malt and the grain then, as we're tasting this, like in your experience?
So if I had to say, so the grain has like there's a sweetness, there's a caramel corn type note that I get out of it that has like sort of, it just reminds me of sort of like Cracker Jacks going to the ballpark and that sort of that sweetness that comes from that, or like burnt toffee, butterscotch, like those type of notes. When I go into the malt, it's it's meatier. There's like almost, I get the sense of like there's like a little bit of, not a lot. It's not like Lafroig and peaty or any of that stuff. A little bit of smoke. There's a little bit of meat. Like I feel like I could use a fork and knife to get into it a little bit, and like really just sort of like chew it. It's a much more chewable thing.
Yeah, I totally feel you on that.
I've had some meaty whiskeys before, like legit. Tastes like sausage, and I'm like, and I'm not into that.
Yeah, what is that? Do you know what that is, DA? What causes that? We've had that before. Like really minerally tasting.
A lot of it comes from like once you add peat, right? You get that real smoky thing, and it just changes the entire sort of
it's wild.
Complexion of the mouth.
Which peat moss is dirt, right? It's just straight dirt.
Say again?
Peat moss is dirt, or is it like actual moss?
It's moss.
It's moss. Okay.
Like a filter, it's like use like a filter, right? Like they filter it.
Yeah, so basically it gets smoked over peat, right? So they literally a smoked note that goes into it.
Yeah.
Right, dude. So when you guys, I'm gonna tell you this. I remember reading Invincible before, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but before the Skybound imprint was on it, or was Skybound imprint from day one?
No. So Invincible and Walking Dead came out in 2003.
Right.
And we didn't start Skybound till 2010.
Okay.
So the first 7 years of the book didn't have a logo on it.
Okay.
But Robert and I've been working together for about 20 plus years at this point. It's funny. I remember him pitching me the idea of Walking Dead. He's like, it's like a zombie movie, but it doesn't end. I'm like, dude, that's lame, man. What else? Like, what else you got? And I remember that. So.
But let me ask you that question, because that's what I wanted to know. I worked in a comic book shop for a little while, and when I was working at the comic shop, it was when I had just gotten to this point in my life where I was like, I can't stand where comics is. I'm not into anything. Like, I had just like binged. I mean, I was like, in 2000, I got real hardcore back into it. Like, I waited in line for Spawn #1. Like, I waited in line, dude. And I used to collect everything Image came out with, like, when the Image revolution happened, dude, that documentary that they put together, it couldn't be more visceral for me. I remember being in, let's see, it would have been 1992. I was like 10 years old, 9 years old. I remember being in elementary with my best friend at the time, Warren Shimqui, and we talked about Todd McFarlane, Rob Liefeld, Jim Valentine, the whole gang, like it was the freaking rock stars, dude. It's hard to explain that to people now, but it really was like that. We used to try to copy their signatures. Like we wanted to draw scrolls around our name like Todd McFarlane used to do. And so when I started, eventually I got to the point where I'm losing it, not connecting to comics anymore. I got back in 2000 for some of the Marvel stuff that was happening with the Ultimates. It was very cool. And then I kind of like fell out of it again. And I was working at a comic book shop almost like, well, at least I don't have to worry about buying anything here because I'm not really into this right now. And dude, I picked up a copy of Invincible. I always say it's the issue where, I can't say too much because I got the show coming out. But anyway, the Mark is on an alien planet, okay, where all the aliens look like these blue praying mantis. I forgot the name of them now. It's on the tip of my tongue. But when I opened the book, I saw the artwork. I'm like, what is this? And I started reading it, and same thing. I went back to the beginning, got issue 1, read the whole first arc, blew my mind. I'm like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. I bought original Ryan Otley pages. I was like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. I want to be in this world, whatever it means. And then I started listening to Robert on some podcasts back in the day. He was on a show called I Fanboy a lot, which I used to listen to. Yep. And he was, really funny. And so the point was, all that was happening. Then all of a sudden I saw, like you said, the Skybound logo. I'm like, what's this? And so what happened and why? And can you explain that? Because sometimes I talk to people, I'm like, oh, Image, oh, Skybound, Image. Can you explain that to folks who may not know exactly how that started, why it started, and why it's important?
Yeah, well, I'll answer the specifics.
Yeah.
But I think there's an emotional thing that you put out there, right? Which is the Image revolution. I might not have been in elementary school. It's possible. But it blew my mind too. Yeah. And it was the thing, right? Like it really sort of changed the way I looked at the intersection of art and commerce, right? It really, I'd always been into indie comics, but like you knew they were indie. The great thing about Image was like they were there were some indie comics, but there were also the comics that were they could have been Marvel or DC comics,
exactly,
but they owned independently, and I thought that was awesome. But that after those books came out, and everything from Wildcats and Pit and Spawn, all this stuff was blown all over the place, right? But then what happened was you said something, you got like tired of it, you fell out of it.
Yeah.
And I think large part what happened was, a lot of these guys made a ton of money, they did really well, and then they didn't stick to a schedule, right? They were, and like, to me, part of the comic book contract that you sign when you as a fan is, hey man, this book is coming out the first Wednesday every month, right? The first Wednesday of every month, or the second Wednesday, whatever it is. Like, you're telling me I'm getting 12 issues a year. There used to be an annual. People don't seem to, right? But like, you're getting 12 issues a year or 10 issues a year, whatever it is. There's this like thing. And what happened, a lot of those things in the late 90s, those guys just fell off, and a lot of people like you and like me sort of fell out of the space because, you go to a store a couple times, it doesn't show up. That was hard, right? Mm-hmm. And so I think that actually was one of the big contributors. There's a whole lot. We did this show called Secret History Comics, which gets
it's so good. I recommend that for everybody. Go and I don't know where we're supposed to officially watch it, but I watched it on YouTube. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's so good.
Just check it out. Yeah. It's a cool show. Yeah. And the thing was, I was like, Image is great. And there's, again, getting back to, there's certain creators that can handle it, that can do it. And Robert was one of them. Robert was a guy who could he could turn out multiple books. And sometimes I'm like, I look at what he's able to turn out every month. At one point he was doing like 6 or 7 books or 8 books in a month. And I'm like, he's literally writing 170, 180 pages every month. And like, it's amazing that he was able to do that. Not everybody can do that, right? And so part of what Skybound was designed for was, again, providing that infrastructure for those artists who couldn't do that, right? Providing them a place so that they can make that contract with their fans. I'm going to deliver you this book the first week of every month, and then we would actually deliver that for them. Yeah. So that was part of it. But the other part is, at Image, each of the partners gets to have their own imprint, right? So there's Top Cow, which is Mark Silvestri, right. Shadowline, which is Jim Valentino, Todd McFarlane Productions, which is Todd McFarlane, right? Like, each one has their own thing. So Roberts is Skybound. Okay. And the goal for us in comics was like, okay, we're going to provide, if you can handle all that stuff, you know what, go to Image. But if you need some help, if you want to take a bigger swing and get like a bigger artist or get somebody else, we're there to help you. And if you want to sort of get behind the Skybound marketing machine and the Skybound opportunities in film and TV and video games and merchandise and all those different things that we can do, we want to find those people who want to work with us to do that. And that's why my kids are running around screaming.
Oh, dude,
it's all right.
This is a family affair. My dog's down here complaining. It's all good, man. This is reality.
So that's really sort of what Skybound's all about. And I've been working with Robert for over 20 years, and he would always say to me, we should start a company together. We should start a company together. And I would say, like, great, yeah, let's do it. What are we going to do? And he was like, I don't know, but we should just do it. And then when we put together The Walking Dead.
Wait, so let me stop you right there, because that's where I wanted to clarify. So you were working with him before Skybound. What were you guys doing? Like, what were you guys hanging out?
So I came to LA, I mentioned I'm from New York. I came to LA with this idea that comic books and video games were great mediums that were not being respected in film and TV, that there could be film and television built off of comic books and video games, right? And today, that's a thing.
It's the norm.
Like, now it makes sense, right? So, when I tell this to kids in high school today, they're like, yeah, of course, man. Like, yeah, I watch The Witcher. I watch, Sonic the Hedgehog, right? Like,
go back and watch Super Mario Brothers, you guys, and you'll see how dark it was in the dark times.
Thank you. It was a bad time, man. Watch the Doom movie.
The Roger Corman one, right? Is that what you're talking about? The one that never got released, the Fantastic Four movie? Or are you talking about the recent one?
Doom or Dune?
Wait, Doom or Doctor Doom? Or Dune? What are we talking about? Doom. Oh, with The Rock. Oof. There was one scene that had promise. That first-person shooting scene, but the rest of it was a nightmare. Go ahead.
There was just a lot, like, people didn't understand how to translate comics and video games into film and television. And I came to LA with this notion that comics and video games were going to be great ideas for film and TV. So I started at a management company representing comic book creators and helping them take their ideas from comics and video games into film and television. And that was, so I started working with Robert, again, 20 plus years ago with that notion. And he was this, he had his own publishing company.
Right.
His book was called Battle Pope.
Battle Pope. Yep. I had it.
Pope. And, that was actually, but the funny thing is Battle Pope was actually the first thing we produced together. We turned it into an animated series for Spike.com.
Oh crap!
There used to be a channel called Spike.
Spike TV.
Spike TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like the men's channel.
Yeah.
Like
Right. Then it turned. Yeah, it was a nightmare.
Yeah.
So annoying. It was really good. They
was
just didn't
ahead
need
of
to
its time.
position it as men's TV. It
Right,
was just good
right,
on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Spike, if Spike was on TV today, it would be like, it would be called canceled. They would just call it,
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
Spike, yeah.
But yeah, so okay, so then in that point, so when you guys start working together, you were talking about then you got into translating The Walking Dead. Is that what you were getting to?
Yeah, so we were working together, and we'd worked together for a long time as sort of manager and client, as producing partners. We would produce shows and stuff together. We then said, around The Walking Dead, we had this idea. We're like, look, we think there's going to be an opportunity to make great video games here. We think there's going to be an opportunity to make great merchandise here. And, television networks at that time just didn't do that, right? That wasn't like, if you go back, now again, with Game of Thrones and all these other things out there, like.
When you say do that, you mean translate that type of genre material? Is that what you're talking about? Well,
that too, but they also didn't turn television shows into, like video games. Or
gotcha.
Right?
Gotcha.
I mean, like, if you go back, like, there wasn't like a MASH board game,
no.
right? Right. There wasn't like, maybe there'd be a piece of Cheers, like a Cheers t-shirt or something, but it wasn't the business of making it into like prints and action figures wasn't really a thing. That was movies. Yeah. So when we wanted to do The Walking Dead as a TV show, it was important to us. We said, look, you guys aren't going to exploit these rights because you don't know how to do it, right? You don't have a department that makes consumer products, is what they call it, right? You don't have a person. So let us do that, and we can make something unique and special. And if we do it right, we can take that and make it be something that actually brings people into the show.
Totally.
And so it took us a long time. It took us, 6 years to get somebody to say yes to that approach. And when they did, Rob was like, aha, now we have these rights. It's going to be a TV show. We have these rights. Why don't we build a company to sort of build around those rights? And that's where Skybound started.
Amazing. I didn't know that, dude. That's amazing. Yeah. You know what's so funny? The first time I watched the show, I had read the comics. I loved it. But when I watched the show, on one hand, the funny thing was I too used to sit at home and watch specifically Day of the Dead. Not Dawn, not Night, but Day of the Dead. And the ending of Day of the Dead, where it's I think it's in Florida, by the way. It takes place, in like one of these nuclear bases. But the point is, the movie ends, and there's people who are surviving, and they're like flying off into the distance in that helicopter, I believe. And that's the same question I always had. Yeah, I was like, okay, but now what? And this is what I want to see. It's so funny that like that notion. It was so like something I always think about. But then, okay, so the show comes out, and I remember telling my friends at the time, like, you guys, Walking Dead is really cool. We should watch this show. And they're like, okay, well, we'll see, zombies, whatever. And nobody could believe how violent the show was and how the quality was so cinematic, effects-wise, the special effects. It was such a love letter to everything we grew up watching. How did you guys get that approved for TV? Because now everybody takes it for granted. Everybody takes all the violence for granted. Everybody just assumes, yeah, you can put whatever on TV. Dude, no. It was crazy at the time. And not only that, like, it normalized that level of violence. So when Gabby and I teach high school, for example, kids are like, who grew up with that, they're like, yeah, that's on TV. I'm like, no, it was not always like that.
No, it was not. Yeah.
So, we had, it was really important to us that there were some things that we could really do, right? It wasn't super important to us that there be explicit sex. That wasn't like sort of true to the show.
Right.
But you know, violence, especially, and not to glorify violence.
No, just
to show sort of where people could go.
Yes.
That was really important. So what we did was they told us like, oh yeah, you get to do what you want. Wow. So we actually tested them. And if you remember, one of the opening scenes, like one of the earliest scenes, it's one of the scenes that we shot like first, is Rick awake. He goes to the gas station and he's just sort of like, he doesn't really know what's up yet, you know? And there's a little girl, she's like 8 years old and she's in bunny slippers and she's a zombie. Yep. And this is like the first zombie that Rick's really encountered. And like, he shoots her in the head.
So crazy.
Right? And that was a test. That was the test. Because we're like, if they're going to let us, you know, shoot this little girl in the head.
That's it.
That was it. And so, do you cuss on this show or do you not cuss on this?
I don't think, I cussed.
We do. It's,
cuss, DA.
You know, it's okay.
We can go through the list of cuss words right now. And then we drew the line right
English
there.
and Spanish.
We do the 7 dirty words like a prayer before every episode.
We got a list.
Okay.
We got a list. We were allowed 4 shits per episode, right? We were able to say dick and pussy, but we weren't allowed to say them in a sexual context, right?
Oh yeah, like a slur, like
I could call you a dick, or I could call you a pussy, but I couldn't refer to genitalia. Dick.
Oh.
So, the best part was they were like, but you get as many douchebags as you want.
Oh, okay. It's so weird, dude. Everybody's so weird.
You remember when shit was not a thing? Like you could not say shit. Yeah. Now everybody says shit.
Oh yeah.
I remember I heard "damn" on Full House and the whole house stopped. Everybody in my house stopped. Like, what?
The first time I heard shit on TV, I'm like, wait.
That was a revolution.
Hold on.
No, we would get calls. They're like, you guys you're at 5. You're at 6 shits. You guys got to cut out 2 shits. I'm like, is this really a thing?
Who came up with that formula?
Yeah, I want to know who's in the back with like a dry erase board saying, okay, if we have 4 shits times 2, you know, whatever, then 3 douchebags, radical.
Right. But, like, could we? I was like, could we trade some douchebags?
Yeah, it's like currency. Exactly.
Who was watching the people who were like test watching Walking Dead, and they were like, oh, we just hit the 5th shit, and somebody's looking like they're really upset. We gotta cut it.
Uh-oh. Can you imagine that's your job to be the shit counter? Dude, so when, you know, talking about all that stuff, like now here we are, it's like the funny thing is, even though Walking Dead is like such a massive property that launched so much, Skybound on a daily basis, I can tell people it's one of the things I don't hear that much about. And that doesn't mean that it's not important and it's not being promoted and pushed. But it is like a cornucopia of kick-ass stuff that we're talking about. I was watching the Excellence panel, and I met Kari Randolph at Florida SuperCon the year that I met you. It was just right before I met you, I met him. And we got along great. He's a great guy. Love that work so much. I feel like that's the type of comic that is drawn, by the way, I'm just going to say this, like he's casting the film in advance or the show in advance. Like he knows what he's doing. And that book is so rad. It's beautiful. The covers, the layout. It's just one of those things. Like there's IP floating around all over the place. That if you guys just go to the Skybound,
Peter, you mentioned Excellence.
Yeah.
There happens to be a Kickstarter right now.
Applause.
Going on for Excellence. Could someone put that in the chat? That would be fantastic.
I don't remember which one applause is.
Try them all.
I'm just gonna hit one.
There it is.
That's laughter. Never mind. Applause.
Well, Locke, if you're doing your homework and you're watching, drop that Excellence link in the chat because it's true. There's an incredible Kickstarter. It already blew through its goal like on super early on, right? Am I right about that, DA?
But we could still use some more support.
Of course.
It's a great book. It's a really great book.
No, yeah. I'm telling you, it's one of those things like, you know, everybody says, oh, I wish I could have gotten Walking Dead #1 or I wish I could have been there, you know. This is one of those things, dude. It's just churning out like amazing products because they're putting the amazing people together with the great support. Super exciting. Super exciting.
He's so great.
Kari is such a nice guy.
He's such a nice guy. My God.
All right.
By the way,
tell me.
Locke had texted me that he was getting jealous watching us drink, so he was going to go hit some bourbon himself. So I don't know that he was actually.
Oh, he's gone. That's it. Bye, Locke. Wow. Goodbye.
Lock him out. Lock him out.
We might be down.
So okay, before I let you go, I know you got things to do. You can't be here all night. A couple of things I want to ask you, then I'll let you go. Number one, did you make a conscious decision to be a public face for the company at any point? Because when I first, was thinking about signing up with you guys, the first thing I did, and I told Sean this, I went on YouTube and I watched every video that either of you have ever done. Every interview, everything. Anything I could find, every article I read, because I wanted to know everything about you guys. And, of course, it helped, to get to know you as people. But I also noticed you guys are there. Like, you are faces, you're out there. And that's not with everybody. Like I mentioned early on, I used to love Todd McFarlane, used to love Stan Lee. I knew who they were. I saw their faces. That made the company very relatable and human to me. Was that a conscious decision that you did that? And is that something that you enjoy doing, or is that just kind of a coincidence?
So I would say, look, the difference is I really want to separate out, like you say, Stan Lee, Tom McFarlane, Robert Kirkman. Those guys all have unique talent, right? And those guys can create. I don't have that. So I'm a different type of executive than those guys are, because you give me a blank page and I will make a paper airplane, and it won't be particularly pretty. Those guys can turn that into like a story that, that people will follow for decades. For me, I believe in the system that we've created, which is you respect artists, right? You put creators at the center of your business, and you take care of them. That is the core, right? Yeah. So for me, I want to, I'm not evangelical, but I want to preach that. So when I go out and talk, it's about talking about that. And because I want to, I happen to run across you at a convention, right? And that's happenstance. Mm-hmm. For me, it's a blessing that we were able to sort of meet that way. But I want people to hear the story of what we're doing at Skybound and reach out to us. I want to find the other Peters, the other Roberts, right? The other Karis that are out there that aren't aware of what we're doing. Yeah. That I feel that if artists knew about what Skybound was all about, they'd be excited to come work with us. So the only purpose for me about going out there and doing this is so that people know the Skybound story. The truth is, Sean Kirkham and Robert Kirkman, not related, actually do it much better than I do, and I'm completely comfortable with that. I'm happy to be the guy at the bar having a cocktail and watching other people do the work. But there's an amazing culture that's in the company. And when I met Sean the same weekend, I met Garima Sharma and I met Paul Shin. All three of them totally different people, and yet all emanating that same excitement, radiance, and pride for the company they were working with. Almost like letting me know, like, you want to come here, and. And now being a part of the team for a year, it's everyone, top to bottom. There's nobody who's less than enthusiastic about, the work we do. And it's hard work. Everybody puts in hard work, and I can tell, people are working all hours all the time, and everybody's always in a great mood and excited about it. And that has to be top down stuff. So congrats on that. Last thing I want to ask you, then I'm gonna let you go because I know you got things to do. What do you geek out on, my friend? What is the stuff like? And I don't mean like, oh, I love art. No. Like specifically, like Gabby and I will binge, Parks and Rec, for example. I collect Godzilla toys and stuff like that. Like something specific. I know you're an aficionado of whiskey, for example. Is there something else that you geek out on? Like if you're at Comic-Con, you're walking the floor and you got like an hour to yourself. What are you looking for besides scouting for new artists for the company? I mean, look, I've been going. This was the first Comic-Con I missed in 25 years, right? Yeah. This past year. So that was a nutty thing. I have a lot of passions, man. And I feel that the great part about Skybound is I get to sort of combine my passions, right? Like, I joke with my wife, we made wine, we made bourbon, right? Like, so a hard weekend of research for me is I gotta watch movies, gotta watch TV shows, I gotta play video games, right? I gotta read comic books. I got to drink whiskey. I got to drink wine. Like, I don't, honestly, man, like my work and my life is, my passions are one and the same. So I feel very, very lucky that way. I think the things that I really, really geek out on, right? So, one, I love history. Like, I just love history.
You listen to Dan Carlin? You listen to Dan Carlin?
I've spoken to Dan Carlin.
No way, cool. All right, go.
I think he's awesome.
Yeah, he is.
Like, he's amazing. His podcasts are just insane, right? Like, I love him. Like,
his Mongol series, for anybody who just wants to dip in, just listen to the Dan Carlin Mongol series. It's blow your mind.
Dude, unbelievable. I love, by the way, there's another guy named, I'm trying to remember his last name, Daryl. He does a thing called Martyr Made that is absolutely, it's like Dan Carlin, if Dan Carlin got even more intense, which is hard to imagine.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not easy, but it's awesome. I love wine. I love whiskey. I love rum. I love food. I love comics, man. Like, you know, honestly, to me, like, my gateway drug were, do you remember the Elementals?
Yeah.
Early 80s. Like, I love the Elementals, and I love the early Eastman Laird TNT.
Oh, dude, do you know that I got to meet, I'm sure you did at some point too, but I got to meet Kevin Eastman, and he drew Donatello for me on a little comic board. I have it. So cool, man.
Yeah. I hang out with Kevin Eastman. Yeah, I love that
That's
guy.
so cool. The Turtles to me were like life-changing. I remember everything about the Turtles as a kid. I was the perfect age for it. It blew my mind, and it introduced me to a whole world of like excitement and weirdness and grossness and that whole aesthetic of the late 80s, early 90s, you know, that whole stuff that I hope comes back.
But I also love like Chris Claremont X-Men.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, that stuff is just out of control. I love anime, you know.
Do you have a favorite one?
I mean,
or a recent one that you really like?
I mean, I made my wife watch 7 seasons of Naruto.
Oh, wow. No way.
Yeah. I really like Naruto. There's a guy named Mike Arias who I'm friends with. I don't know if you ever met Mike.
No.
But he was the first American to direct an anime movie that was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So I love that stuff. Anyway, honestly, like, I love science fiction novels, right? So like I'm just like, I read science fiction novels like crazy. I'd read a while ago 3 Body Problem, which was amazing. I read an old sort of classic sci-fi book called Stan and Zanzibar. Like, I just, like, honestly, I love fan culture, right?
Yeah, man.
The fact is the nerd culture that was sort of, you were ostracized for when I was a kid. That's mainstream now, is like, just, it's awesome. It really feels great.
All right, man. Well, I want to thank you so much. Oh, look, this question just came in. I don't know if you want to answer it, if it's too big of a question. Please ask, how did Skybound save? And I get this a lot, by the way. This is like the greatest thing. How did Skybound save the Telltale Walking Dead game? I think that's like a big story, but essentially, like, if you could like say it like in a sentence or two, if that's even possible. I know it's a lot.
Let me give you. I'll give you this quick. Just, you know.
Yeah.
When we started Skybound, we talked about the very beginning. At the very beginning, it was a bit of like a side hustle for everybody, right? Like, you know, Robert had his career doing this, I had my career doing that, and we were like, Skybound, it's like a thing. It was like an idea. It was where we put our ideals.
Right.
And then it wasn't until the Telltale game that things really took off, right?
Yeah.
We were like, we put together the video game. We're like, we have to do a zombie game different than everybody else's zombie games. So we put together this idea with Telltale. But like, we're like, oh, the games are kind of clunky, but like, it's cool because it's narrative, and that's what Walking Dead's all about. We got to get a cool narrative, right? And so we got some great writers in there. Like, we got like Gary Whitta, who wrote Book of Eli and Rogue One, like, he was in there. And J.T. Petty, who created Splinter Cell, like, he was in there. Like, we got these really awesome guys in there, and that game took off, right? We ran it like a writer's room, and the thing just took off. And won 100 Game of the Year awards and did major business at retail. But it was done on a royalty basis. So some of that money came back to us, and that was awesome, because like the company was like, wow, okay, our principles, our ideas are working. It's not just a belief. And it actually was transformative for us as Skybound. It was also transformative for Telltale. So that company went, you know, a small company that had been plugging along to all of a sudden they had done huge. And they raised a ton of money, and they went from like, it was like 70 people. I think at their height, there's, I don't know, it's maybe like 600 or 700 people. They just exploded. And they just literally, I think they brought in some of the wrong partners. There's 2 guys at the heart. There's just two of the original founders. They sort of split. And you know, I think there was a magic between that push-pull between those 2 guys. They were very different people. And, you know, the company also literally out of the blue we're midway through season 4. I get a phone call from the CEO, who's a buddy, and it's Thursday night, like 10. I'll never forget this. Thursday night, 10 p.m. There's not many people that I answer the phone for at 10 p.m. And like, he's not one of those guys, but I'm like, I'm getting a call at 10 p.m. I feel like I need to take this call. Yeah. And my wife was like, okay. So I answer the phone, and he's like, listen, man, I don't know how to say this, but we're done. I'm like, no, man, we got 2 more episodes. What are you talking about? He said, no, Telltale, like, we're done. And I'm like, what do you mean we're done? I was just up there, like, we got 700 people. And like, we're done. And this is not 2 sentences. I'm sorry. I'll keep going.
No, I'm sorry. I can listen, talk to you. I could talk to you all day. I just don't want to keep you more than your time. Trust me, I could go all day.
So anyways, what happens? The company just, they basically just went belly up, and I don't know how they got from having raised all this money, made all this money to basically shut down.
Yeah.
But like, we were in the middle of the season, and we had just announced that Andy Lincoln was coming off the show, that he was going to sort of leave, and we were about to go to New York Comic-Con, and Robert and I are like, we just can't let we can't let this happen.
Yeah.
Like, we can't let it happen. So, at that point, we had a small video games group, and we're like, we have to fix this. We have to save this. And we're like, what does that mean? How do you do that? So we went through it, and we had to go through, like, with a bankruptcy court and a receiver and all this complicated legal stuff. And we were able to sort of extract our rights, and we went back and sort of stood up the team that had been working on it. So it was like 80 people, like, that had been fired, right? And, we're like, hey guys, like, we're not them, but we're going to finish that, because, like, we feel like we owe it to the fans. Like, these people, because a lot of people, by the way, had bought a season pass for the final season.
I remember.
Right? And so, wait a second, I got to, and so we're like, we can't let the fans down. But also for me, as a fan myself, I'm like, I need to finish the story. Like, I'm gonna get this done.
Yeah.
And so it was amazing. And like, those guys, and led by our internal team with Dan Murray and Ian Howe, like, they worked their butts off and got that thing stood up, got that team put back together. And by the way, and those guys, they were going back to work in an office where, there were 6 floors of a building that had been completely full and now completely empty. So there's like 1 floor active. And so, like, you're walking through, it's like very apocalyptic.
Yeah.
And these guys went up there, and they just did this amazing job. But it took every bit of business savvy that I have. It took every bit of my partners. Like, everyone really sort of came together, because we thought that not only was it a good business opportunity, but like, we just felt it was really, like, we had to bring the story to the end. Now, the great part is for us is that, one, we finished the game, and that really launched us as a publisher. So
yes,
we went
exactly.
From licensed out to being a full stack publisher. And now we have our own publishing division. We have publishers. We create video games. We buy video games. It's awesome. So like that, it really was sort of a coming of age moment for Skybound as a company.
I love it. And that's one of the coolest stories. I remember watching Kinda Funny and Greg Miller all the time and following that drama. And that was one of the coolest moments. Amazing. DA, thank you so much, dude. Like, it took so much of your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you for hanging with us. Thank you for teaching us about the whiskey we love so much. Now we can speak about it with some savvy.
A little bit of authority.
A little bit. But thank you so much, man. Thank you for, having me at Skybound. Thank you for all the support, like I said, and for putting together an amazing crew that makes me feel like a rock star every day, man. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
All right, buddy. Bye. Take care. Later.
Bye.
Wow, gang.
Wow.
That was awesome.
That was so great.
That was really, really cool, man.
Yeah. I'm pleasantly buzzed.
You guys, we still have a major section. We need some music. Can we get some music to hype? I need to hype. Please. No, just try it. Let's see what they say. All right. This is what's going to happen. I'm going to let Gabby go to Gabby Cam and talk to you guys for a second. And then I'm going to set up the print reveal right here. Okay.
See if Gabby can work. Can you guys hear me now? I think I figured it out. I was miming the whole time. Good thing nobody heard me prattle on about how I'm used to being on camera by myself like 24/7 because I'm a teacher during the pandemic. But you guys can hear me now. Yay. Let's see. What do I want to talk about? I'm playing a lot of Animal Crossing again. New Horizons. If anybody else plays, like hit me up on Instagram. I'm Double Treble on Instagram. I'll throw it in the chat. And if you want to like visit my island, if anybody still plays Animal Crossing, that would be awesome. I'm going to put it in the chat right now so you guys can see. You can all add me. I will add you back. We'll have fun. I'll give you my, whatever it's called, my Switch code. I'm great at gaming, guys. I know things. I wasn't pointing. Adam's like, what is she pointing to at the ceiling? I was saying, just give me a minute. But yeah, I have been playing Animal Crossing since the very early days, since the GameCube days. It is one of the only video game tattoos that I have is the Animal Crossing leaf, which if you know Animal Crossing, you know. And Jersey, I'm still growing pumpkins too. I refuse to let them go. That's it. That's all I've ever wanted in my life was to grow pumpkins and turn Animal Crossing into a farming game. So I'm playing it a lot now. I'm trying to catch up on a lot of the events that I missed out on because I was moving, as many of you know, with Pete to a new house, and there was no time for anything, much less, you know, sitting back and enjoying the vistas of my Animal Crossing island. So I'm back. I'm doing it again. I'm thinking about maybe potentially streaming it at some point. Potentially.
You should definitely stream.
I should, right?
Yeah.
And we should do it together.
Gabby
like
needs
we
her
did
own
the-
channel. If
yeah.
you guys would follow Gabby on her own gaming channel, let us know in the chat.
I've
All
done
right.
channels before, but this is like one I kind of want to do.
Yeah,
It's just gaming, right?
All right.
Okay, Peter's back, so we can go back to the.
Don't show art cam. Okay,
Hey,
good.
no, we're gonna go back to the you and me scene.
Okay. All right. So.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Wait. I'm gonna answer questions from my moment in the sun.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Omnibusters. Oh, Raph wants to know any new crafty projects. I have some sewing projects in the works, but of course, since we've been, you know, I don't have an office right now. I don't have my studio, so I can't finish sewing. So that will be coming up soon. But I also am making bread, and I'm making pies. So
Put
a
your Instagram handle.
I did.
Follow Gabby on Instagram,
you
you
should.
guys. She has like tons of cool stuff going on.
Adam says the warp pipes were a great addition, and I agree. Did you know that you can have more than one Mario warp pipe in Animal Crossing and warp pipe yourself around your island? It is insane. So good. Let's see. Who else? Jersey plays Animal Crossing. Halloween Forever. Gabby Twitch. I don't think it's going to be on Twitch.
Why not? Should be.
No, YouTube.
I think you should do it on
All
Twitch.
of our friends are on YouTube. Why would we
Yeah,
go to
but
Twitch?
would they go? And what else we got to
I
figure
don't know.
out?
Would you guys go to Twitch to follow me and watch me play video games?
Or play video games with Gabby?
Let me know if it should be on YouTube or Twitch, because I'm really literally just going to go by you guys. Like, I don't care about anybody else. I just want you guys to hang out.
All right. So definitely follow Gabby on Instagram and check out all those cool stuff. I mean, I just did a podcast recently with Adventures in Design. It's a really cool podcast. I posted on my socials. But the first thing that Mark Bricky asked me about, the host of the show, is like, dude, Gabby does everything and does it really well. She's like super crafty and, you know, jack of all trades. So yeah, go check out her Instagram. All right, you guys, this is coming up on it's over a year at Skybound already. The Attack Peter has been like in this kind of light, meeting a lot of you guys a year ago when I did the first Mondo drop. And I really wanted to celebrate that. DA, you know, blessed us by coming on and speaking to us for a long time, so you understand a little bit about Skybound and what we do there. But there's a lot more to talk about. Go to do you have the pictures loaded up?
Hold on.
Because I wanted to show that Skybound picture. I don't think I ever posted it.
Which one?
In the drive. There's like that picture of me at Skybound.
You're going to have to give me a second to put it in.
Okay, no
'Cause
problem.
I have everything set up.
Oh, then go to that.
Differently, but I'll give me just
okay.
give me 2 seconds.
Okay. So yeah, but it's almost a year now, and I wanted to celebrate that year with a special mystery print, which I'm prepping as we speak.
Yes.
It's a special mystery print. This guy's a hefty guy. I'm hoping, by the way, Locke is standing by, or somebody from the DA store.
No,
What's up?
It's gonna be me.
2nd Street Marvel. I see you, buddy. Shout out 2nd Street Marvel and the whole Den of Nerds gang. So yeah, I wanted to make something to kind of commemorate that year, and celebrate it and drop it as a mystery print so that only people who really know how fun our last mystery print show would show up.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, because it's not a big edition we're doing here. We're doing a small edition.
It is.
And give you guys a heads up if you want to grab this before everybody else.
You want me to show your pictures of you?
Yeah, show those pictures. I just found them. I wanted to show you guys.
Let me see if it works.
So,
Hold
yeah.
on. Bear with us for a moment. It might not work.
Oh, okay.
So prepare yourselves.
Let's see.
Well, it's you and me.
Yeah,
There's
that's
no
good.
browser.
Oh,
Hold
yeah,
on
put
one
the
second. Hold on. There it is. It's a little. I'll
There
make
you
it
go,
nice
there you
and
go.
big. There you go.
So yeah, like I went to the Skybound offices March. March. Yeah, March.
No,
No,
it was
February
February.
17th. February 17th, and I got to hang out there, meet everybody. They have that literal freaking zombie right in the waiting room. It was so crazy. And I got to sit and talk to everybody, and I knew this was the best place to bring Attack Peter because they just get it, man. They just get what it is to be an artist, to not necessarily like. It's just to be an artist. Like being an artist can be a cool property. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just having this whole platform, speaking directly to you guys. I've joked before. He said we got to create like the hipster version of Bob Ross, like a new age Bob Ross. And I like that idea a lot, like making artwork with you guys. All right, so before I do too much more making, let's reveal the Attack Peter handsome admin crew.
I don't know what's
that.
happening in the chat. The chat is losing its mind. Hunter wants to know if we're going to be at MondoCon if and when it comes back. Will we?
If there's
I guess we will.
If there's a MondoCon and they got everything set up, I got vaccinated today, my first one. So, you know, there's a chance that either Gabby and I will both be super mutant people or
Zombies.
Yeah.
The nurse literally told him today that in 5 years there's going to be zombies. So just prepare yourselves.
But if there's a con like that, dude, and it's like safe and realistic, you can better believe I'll be there, man. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how everything changes on a dime, you know. But the truth is,
we want to go to whatever like event is going to be with you guys.
Yeah, like anything where we can get together and hang. That's where we want to go. Trust us.
Pretty much what it is.
Oh, you revealed? Oh no, you didn't. Okay,
No, I haven't revealed anything.
Okay, so show that first.
What?
That.
The video?
Yeah, that video.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Stand by.
Do I have audio here? Yes.
You do, of course.
Okay, so some of you may have remembered I posted this a long time ago on my Instagram. It's the sketch that shows how I made the Warhog logo. And the Warhog logo, I made this even before Comic-Con in 2019. So this is like early 2019. And I wanted to create some stickers that could be like my logo that up until that point was a Gamera head. And I'm like, I can't keep using Gamera's head. I'm eventually going to get told to stop. But let me create something. And I chose the boar head, the Warhog logo, because it was my Chinese zodiac. So it was year of the boar, year of the pig, depending on where you check. And I had it tattooed on me already. So I'm like, okay, good. That gives me an excuse to have that tattooed on my arm. You know, branding is on point. And it just kind of caught on. I liked it. It had a lot of like symbolism to it besides my Chinese zodiac. It's not a gigantic animal. And you guys might think I'm 6'5", 7 feet tall. I know, I get it. But I'm actually only 5'5", not very tall. And I always relate to like these wolverines, honey badgers, boars.
My little husband.
Because they're like, you know, not gigantic like a tiger or a lion or a mastodon, but they'll fuck shit up, right? So I love these animals for that reason. So if it wasn't this, it would have been a honey badger or a wolverine or something, but this was perfect.
I think either or needs to. Well, you've done Wolverine.
Well, you're talking about Wolverine as the character. I'm talking about the animal, the Wolverine.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think you've done Wolverine already symbolically.
Oh,
so
yeah,
now
yeah.
you need to do
Honey badger.
a honey badger.
So this is, you know, how I designed that logo, right? And I can Procreate. I sketched it out digitally to make it look like it feels like a linoleum block print, you know, which a lot of my drawings on linoleum block prints are influenced by tattoo artwork. So this looks like potentially like a piece of flash for a tattoo. By the way, we got to talk about the Daruma tattoo that happened last week.
Oh, I have it ready whenever. I was
God damn
waiting
it,
for you to tell me.
Omnibusters.
What are Omnibusters?
He goes, my little husband. Can we put that on a shirt?
You want to hear a really funny story about my little husband? Okay, hold on. No. It's not about you.
Oh, okay.
So my mom is 5'9", which is pretty massive because I'm 5'3". So my mom is 5'9". She's a massive woman. My dad is like 5'7" or something.
No, he's shorter than me.
He's short. No, he's not.
My height, maybe. Let's say
he's
my height.
old, so he's
That's
like
true.
withering.
He's condensed.
Yeah, he's condensed himself. But he's short. He was always shorter than my mom. And growing up, my mom used to always call my dad my little husband. And it was not like
No.
it wasn't a slam on
No,
him or
because your dad is
anything.
also a honey badger.
Yeah, my dad is a pirate.
Yeah.
And it was very much like a term of endearment. But I always thought like, well, I'm never going to be able to use that term of endearment with a husband because obviously I'm going to end up with somebody much taller than me because I'm 5'3". There's no way. Who knew I would end up
Someone's a little bit taller than you.
with only somebody a little bit taller than me, but I can still call little. So hashtag my little husband.
So the
My
funny
little
thing, Pocket
husband.
Peter, God damn it, James.
Pocket Peter.
We've given them too much power.
Oh, God,
So-
it's going.
He's with
Aw, don't tell my dad I said that. He's going to be super upset.
Okay, so then, this design has kind of like become the logo for Attack Peter. It's on, look, it floats around on our new animated overlay
Oh, yeah,
here.
he's at the top. He's at the top of the screen right now. He's like,
Oh, yeah, there he comes crashing down.
coming on it.
And we got shirts and merch. Dude,
Did you
Brian,
make that into a sticker first for one of the
yeah,
conventions?
no, I never did on my own. The first sticker was through Skybound. I never got a chance to make it on my
I
own.
didn't know that.
Check this out. Oh, thank God it's wrapped in plastic. Okay.
That's wrapped in plastic.
This Brian Ewing, I don't know if you guys remember, he did this video showing him drawing his version of the Warhog logo. And if you want to see this made, it's badass in my YouTube channel. Just scroll back when we're done here. He sent me the original drawing. It's fucking gorgeous, dude. I have a Brian Ewing original. Are you fucking kidding me? I still owe him something.
Brian, the best.
Yeah, he's fucking awesome.
By the way, I'm like holding back laughing to tears
Oh, what?
because Glasgow Grin says new name.
Pocket Peter
Pocket
Prink.
Peter Print Crew. Wait. Pocket Peter Print Pals.
Oh my God.
I thought I was gonna.
That's really
I thought I
good.
was gonna explode.
4
reading
P's,
those.
bro. Okay, so the point is, like, I did it digitally. Brian Ewing did a badass version, pen and ink. I've never done one as a linoleum block print. I've never done a Warhog. I've never done
Never.
a
Never
print,
done.
and
It was just an illustration.
yeah, it's just kind of like I've used this image so much and I've never given it like its day in the sun to be a print. And after you guys supported and loved the Year of the Ox print so much, I thought, hey man, we should give some love to the Warhog, dude. Because if you're Attack Peter print crew, if you've been hanging with us for a year now, or even if you're brand new, even if this is your first stream and you just are understanding the vibe now from hanging with us for a little while, first of all, click like and subscribe, and please hang out with us every week. But
please don't abandon us.
yeah, but also I want to share this with you guys. I want to give you guys a shot at this. So
Dude, did you see in the chat that Evan PV? I think I got that right.
Evan
Evan
PV?
says sell the original Warhog as
a
an
NFT.
NFT, which
that's not a terrible idea.
Which,
Dude,
NFTs.
I'll tell you this. I don't want to say too much. We are exploring NFT right now, and we have an awesome plan for it. Yeah, I'll tell you off the.
Please tell me.
I thought I told you. I'll tell you anyway.
Did you know that your brother did like an entire lecture? His brother, by the way, teaches microeconomics with me at a school here in Miami, and he had a whole like lecture on NFTs because it's so new. Like it's not in any textbook. It's brand new, and he had to have like a whole lecture on teaching kids about what these are, what's the concept. It's pretty wild.
And Beeple Crap sold one for $69 million.
Wait, what? Say it again.
Beeple Crap, that artist that you don't like. He has like the Buzz Lightyear milking, breastfeeding Mickey and all that.
Oh, I didn't say I didn't like him. I'm just like a little disturbed.
Okay. All right. So having said all that, I want to show you guys what
are we showing
we
them?
have in stock. So before I do, first show that image of the Daruma tattoo.
Oh yeah, because that's pretty.
And
fire.
shout out Josh for,
Boom.
look at that, dude.
Hello.
I believe it's Joshua Rice who got that. And
yeah.
Josh Price. No, Josh Rice and John Price, two different people. Let me make sure I got that right. Hold on.
No.
Oh, here.
Look, Afvin says not for trade. No, I'm pretty sure it's non-fungible token.
Yeah, non-fungible token.
Yeah. But
Let me see.
yeah, dude, that tattoo is first of all.
Joshua Rice. He texted me the other day, said, look what I got. It was so crazy. He sent me a video of it getting done. Blast on the hand, badass.
Oh, by the way, it looks like he got two tattoos.
Yeah, he got his
on the
finger
same day,
tattooed the
'cause he
same
got
day.
The second part of his finger tattooed same day. Crazy.
Bad boy. But tatted up bad boy. But
What is that symbol?
I think it's St. Louis. If that's the logo for
Is
the
that
St.
like a
baseball team. I don't know if that's what he means. It might just be for his town or whatever, but that's where the image comes from.
Look
But
how
yeah,
rad
dude,
that looks.
Came out rad. I'm super honored. If you get a chance and you want to see more Attack Peter tattoos, are we?
Oh, rad.
The sound's coming out from somewhere. I think the computer. Yeah, on your computer, it's coming out the speaker. That's okay. Just there you go. If you want to see more, people have been doing this for a while. Go to Instagram and type in Attack Peter Tattoo. You'll see a bunch of crazy ones. But yeah, shout out Josh. Appreciate this.
Raph says I gotta hand it to him. That's cool.
Nice.
How dare you? You're only allowed to do that because you're the archive. Anybody else immediately permaban.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Like, it's not the NFT thing. Well, first of all, amazing, Josh. Thank you so much for doing that. If you guys ever get a tattoo of my work, people ask me all the time, like, do I have to ask permission or whatever? It's like, or pay me? Like, no, man. I just follow this one piece of advice. If it's a giant design from like an 18 by 24 print, do not try to condense it down to like your hand or like your bicep. Big images, big tattoos, little images, little tattoos, or else you're going to get some stuff that I've never shared online because people send me things that do not look that good.
Wait, is he in the chat? Black
Josh?
Sheep Rome, is that you?
Oh, it might be him. Yeah, I forget.
On,
Everybody has
our
different.
background voices.
Yeah, it's him. It's him.
Our background voices keep looping through.
It's
Should I mute us?
Yeah, but you have to mute it. No, it's the monitor, the computer monitor.
It's off.
Where is it?
Is it you? Is your iPad?
No, mine is muted. It's over there. Take your headphones off and listen. There you go. But anyway, okay. No, it's not me.
Yes, it is. It was you.
No, it's not. It's not me. Anyway, they don't hear it, so who cares?
I'm trying to figure it out.
Don't worry. We got to get to this. We're already late.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, without further ado, Locke, if you're in the chat, let me know so I don't do this. In fact, I'll just call Locke real quick. Make sure.
I have the link.
I know you do, but the link has. We have to make sure the link is up.
Yeah.
In fact, you can check it real quick.
I can check.
Oh, it's my phone.
What do you mean it's your phone?
That's where the.
How dare you? I told you it was coming from over there. How dare my little husband?
Meh.
My little husband. It's just us guys.
Check the link.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna check it right now. I can't check it from this scene, so
Okay.
I gotta.
Go ahead.
Let's see if I can get it.
All right. While she's doing that, getting ready to launch it. We still have no music, by the way. So sad.
It's okay.
I really like the
We're
music.
gonna figure it out.
Can you just put the music out or no?
You're asking me to do too many things.
Just click the button.
Okay, it's not live yet.
Okay.
But Locke says he's working on it.
Okay. Put the music up.
Hold on. Happy? I'll leave it on. If the music gets too loud,
you
let
must
us
not have it
know.
on loop on that setting, probably.
I do, but I had turned it off when we were talking to DA because I heard from the chat that DA's volume was a little low, and I didn't want to make it harder to hear him, so I just
Perfect. No, it was good that you turned it off while we were talking. It was
But
better.
now it's good because we're about to reveal something cool.
Yes, we're gonna reveal something. The hype is here.
Oh, we're definitely getting a My Little Husband poster, so just prepare yourself. It's okay. Look, I'm your little wife.
Never.
I'm quite little. When you guys meet us at the convention, you'll be like, aw.
Okay, so while we're waiting for Locke to activate the link, then I'll show you the print. I do want to just mention I did an episode of Adventures in Design podcast. So so check that out. I posted it on my Instagram, but I'll post it.
It's a great episode.
It was great, man, and that's a great podcast. If you guys listening to artists and what goes through their mind as they're working, I talked a lot about like my days in the bands, and so I've never talked about that. So check it out.
I feel like you should talk about that even more.
Yeah,
I don't feel like you talked about it enough.
It just doesn't come up. And then I did another episode of a podcast with two of my old friends, Eric De Silva and Jose Romero, called Nerdsplaining. It's their first episode, their brand new podcast talking about fun geek stuff. It came out today. Go check them out. I linked them on my stories on Instagram too, so you can just. That
is got to be a really fun podcast because those guys are your friends from a long time ago.
We used to all work at GameStop together. It's like real life clerks.
That's my one. Is that my one shit for the night? That's two.
No, two shits.
Dang it.
And then, of course, before I reveal this, looks like the link is working. Remember, the Daruma pre-order for the figure is still available on the Skybound shop. Just head over to store.skybound.com and check out. It's right there, blasted on the front.
All right, I'm about to post this link.
But don't
you haven't even
don't
they
post
haven't
the
seen
link
it yet.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Go to the pictures and prep that.
Okay.
And let me know.
We ready?
All right, you guys ready? I want to show you this. I really love it.
I'll post the link as soon as we show it to you. Here we go.
Are you guys ready?
You ready? I don't see anybody in the chat being ready. Nobody's ready.
Hold on.
I'm not gonna give you anything.
Put up the music for hype.
Tell us you're ready. I don't think I'm jamming. Oh.
On the podcast for an hour. Hope I don't
I
get
think they're
trouble. Let's
Do
go.
this.
A year of Attack Peter at Skybound, and this is the celebration, you guys. Check it out.
Boop, 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 boop. I wish I had a.
This
all
is-
I have is a buzzer. I don't have
war
a party.
pig.
Meh, meh.
The first official Warhog.
It's officially a print.
It's officially a
It's
print.
no longer just a sticker.
It's not just a sticker. It's not just a Brian Ewing beautiful drawing. This guy first only making 50 of these, you guys, because holy crap, I have so much
Only
that I'm
50?
printing right now. So
Yeah, it's
we're gonna
been
drop
crazy.
50,
And I'm gonna drop the link
and you're gonna drop the
in
link.
3,
2,
2, 1.
1.
Boom.
If you guys want one, grab it.
Get ready. Go.
Grab it.
Be
Grab it.
quick. Ha! Lewis says I've been ready since 8 o'clock.
Oh, poor Lewis.
I'm
Sorry,
sorry,
man.
Lewis. We
I
talk a
didn't-
lot here.
Oh, man. I'm sorry, dude.
Just hang on, get a drink.
It's a
hang
mystery
out.
print party. We're drinking, we're hanging, we had guests over. But let's see, can we zoom in on it a little bit, or should we go to art cam? No, zoom it. Can you zoom in on it there?
No, I'm going to art cam. I can't zoom in through here.
Okay, then first,
Okay, I'll go to art cam. Is that okay?
yeah, let's go to art cam, and then I'll print one while we're doing that.
Oh, hold on. I'll get art cam working. Cam crashed.
Oh, the hype and the music. See, that doesn't reloop. You don't have loop. Hit it again.
I understand that. Hold on. I'll play another.
There you go.
Okay. Check that the GoPro's on. Cycle it on and off for a second because I can't get it to turn on right now. Did you cycle it? Negative. I don't know what happened. Alright, we're gonna go back here. We'll go back to Gabby solo. Hey! We're just waiting for Peter to get his art cam working so we can all enjoy him printing this print. Yeah? All right, we're going to try now. Hold on 1 second. Stand by, everybody. We're going to get this working. You know how this stream is. It's never really, no, it's still not working, my love.
Check out the GoPro app. Hit it on. Huh?
That's what I did. So Animal Crossing, right? That's what we're going to talk about. Every time I go to solo, I'm just going to talk about Animal Crossing. All right, no, it's not working, my love. I'm sorry. Dude, this print is so amazing. I even forgot that he made it because it was quite some time ago, right? How long has it been? Like a month maybe or something since he printed it, and it's just been sort of sitting in the wings waiting to be released. So, you know, I'm glad to see it available now because I really like this print. And it reminds me of my husband because, I mean, none of you have, well, who has, in the chat, who has met Peter before in person? Because he has a big boar tattooed on his arm. And that's why, like, when I saw the print, I'm like, oh, we've come full circle now, haven't we? Yeah. I don't know. Let me know if you've met either of us in the chat because I feel like I haven't met another human being in at least a decade because of this pandemic, which is a serious bummer. And yes, please follow me on Instagram so that I can give you my Animal Crossing code so we can all hang out on my fake island because it's the only thing keeping me sane through this pandemic and through this move. All right, let's see if we can get art cam working. I think we're there. Hold on.
Leave it and come back.
There we go. Hold on. It's not quite up yet, but I am going to try a couple of little tricks here while we're still in the art cam thing. Let's see if we can get it working. Negative. I'm sorry, my love. I think something happened when we restarted OBS and it just died. I apologize, everybody. I'm really trying to get it working so you can watch him print this thing.
It's okay. I'm gonna print it anyway, and then I'll just show it to you here. I actually have one done, so it's all good.
That works. I'm going to go back to the regular screen. Let's see. Glenn met Pete at 5 points. Oh, and DesignerCon. Glenn, did I see you there? I wonder. Because I know at 5 points I left on one of the busy days. Oh, look at it. Oh,
There it is, you guys.
yay.
There's a ton of detail on this guy.
Look at the snakes.
We
My
got
favorite
the snakes
part.
being
The
stomped.
snakes.
Right? Anybody who tries to sabotage you, get in your way, the little snakes in the grass, you stomp them out. And all the arrows shot into his back.
Are the snakes
next.
representative of something? I never
Yeah,
asked
that
you.
exactly. Like,
Of what?
any
Adversity?
in general, or people who try to, like, or hate on you or make you think you can't get through, or people who backstab you or sabotage. It's like general adversity in general. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you could plug in whatever you want to think there. And then on the top, I have all the arrows. And it's similar. It's like, shit that comes at you that fucks you up, that, injures you or hobbles you physically or figuratively. And the whole point of it is the boar's eyes are still forward. It's not looking at the snakes, not looking at the arrows.
Right, like we're moving forward.
Yeah, we're just fucking going, bro. We're just fucking going. So I'm super proud of this print. I love it. I think it's a special one.
It is.
And it's perfect to commemorate the year, I think. So if you're happy to grab
and
one.
it, clap your hands. That's where you're going with it.
If you're happy, if you were happy with the design, if you dig it, and click the link and grab one. Let me see.
Yeah, let's look at the chat. A lot of people are talking about meeting us, which is personally my favorite story. Put the picture up? Yeah, you got it. There it is.
Yeah, so
let's see. We've met a bunch of people here.
my mom says I first met Peter on April 29, 1983.
Oh my God, I love her so much.
I love you, Mom.
I love when she calls you a ham. That's my favorite.
Yeah, literally.
Hold on. We've met. Okay, well, John, we haven't met yet, just digitally, but we will. Oh, John says we should do more call-in chats like last show.
Oh, you put up the number.
We can do it today if you guys want.
Put it up.
I can't put it on this one, but I can put it when we go back. Let's see. Who else? Glenn, we met at 5 Points in Designer Con. We met Kaiju Live at 5 Points. Excuse me?
AJ. Yeah, we met AJ. I remember
that.
Yep.
I left on one of the most busy days of 5 Points because I had an essay to write when I was doing my master's degree. And I had a terrible migraine. It was a bad day. Oh, come to the UK. James Hobson says come to the UK. You don't have to convince me.
Gabby's been there and I've never been, and I'm done.
I went once and I almost didn't leave because I loved it so much. I'm down to go back and I want to take Peter to Thought Bubble is a great con. We should look that up.
I would love to do that. Yeah.
Thought Bubble? I've never heard of it before.
Thought Bubble is a great show in California.
Jersey's part of Ink Fusion. The people who tattoo at the conventions.
Oh, that's awesome.
They said that their shops are covered with our stuff.
No way.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you, dude.
Thank you. Let's see. Who else have we met? Sam, obviously we know you. Dude, I don't remember anything from DesignerCon, Glenn, but thank you so much for stopping by. And I hope that we see each other at the next one. Let's see. Can you add remark quotes about being a badass?
Can I add remark quotes?
What is a remark quote?
On the Prince.
Let's see.
Attack Mama is always.
Yes, Peter's mom is in here, everybody.
So be nice.
Be very nice and polite.
So yeah, man.
The remark should be Pocket Peter.
Motherfucker. Little husband.
My little husband.
Maybe
Attack Mama is always present, as she should be. It's just teaching you all what it takes to be a mom. Just show up to all your kids' stuff. That's what it takes, man.
That's true.
What were we gonna do next?
I just wanted to go through and
the call-in.
The call-in. You put it up if you guys want to call.
Although
I'm on fumes.
Are you on fumes?
Yeah,
we can skip
yeah.
it for today if you want. It's up to you.
If there's any questions, let me know. If you guys want to call in, let us know. If you want to call in, I don't know. It's a whole setup, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah. Let's leave it for next week because this was a crazy stream already.
I know. It's already 9 o'clock and I have to teach.
Yeah, we're so tired. It was a lot. It's a lot of work to do this, you guys. In fact, right before the stream went live, I'll tell you this little story for those of you still here. What's up, Keelan? The batteries in my mouse and keyboard started to die simultaneously, and we're like, "Oh, fucking great!" This is kind of an important stream, and so I had to run to a gas station. It was the nearest one to see if I can get batteries. 20 people in the line. The guy in the front of the line is turning in 50 lottery tickets to see if they won. Yeah. And I almost didn't have batteries. We almost didn't have a stream. It was crazy, but I found the next door gas station did, thank God.
And it was, what did you call it?
So cool. Oh, Panacea. A beautiful place. Momthra.
Peter uses big words. Momthra would be awesome.
Oh, thank you, Jan Fitzy. Let me know if you guys got one. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. It's a big one, especially if you got the Year of the Ox print, which, by the way, I'm working on those. I'm working the Daruma prints. I just finished them, the little ones. I just finished a top secret thing I can't talk about, but you'll know in a couple of weeks. It's amazing. I just finished Son of Godzilla Mondo prints. Halfway done with the Skybound AP Son of Godzilla. Almost finished with Black Panther. This is crazy, dude. Everything went off at the same time. I don't think we planned that to happen, but
you've been nonstop.
Mondo, Skybound, Sideshow, everything at the same time kind of happened, and so I appreciate you guys holding off a little bit while they get to you. But yeah, I'm shipping out some stuff tomorrow, and I'll keep you guys updated on that. But yeah, if you're waiting for Son of Godzilla, Black Panther, Iron Man we're already working on. Thank you, Andrea. Andius is helping us out with some of these. But just know, like, we're nonstop, dude. I put in 10 hours the other day, 3 days in a row almost, just printing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. Just so you know, we haven't forgot about you. You guys have been so awesome. Just got my set of TMNT prints the other day. They turned out great. Oh, thank you so much, Sean.
Yeah, we've been seeing a few people post that they're getting their prints in the mail.
Oh, yes.
Some people who got the special edition.
Amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed those. I wish I could have put more, but we had to put, a limited amount. All these deals are different, and you have to make sure everybody's happy and everybody feels like they are taken care of. Adam Vorlacek, thanks, man. Picked one up. Thanks for another killer print. Dude, thank you, man. You've been supporting for so long. Adam's a real one. I appreciate that, dude. But yeah, it's a lot of crazy stuff going on.
We're trucking. We're trucking,
dude.
It's a lot of work. We're both very busy. This is not my day job, obviously.
No, Gabby, this is not even Gabby's real gig.
I wake up.
Yeah, we both wake up
very
super
early,
like you guys.
every day.
Probably like a lot of you guys.
I get home dead, and this is something that I look forward to, and I power through feeling like absolute trash to be here with you guys.
Yeah,
because
man.
This gives me so much energy.
Yeah.
And we can't wait. I mean, I feel like we can all see a light at the end of the tunnel now with this pandemic. And, Peter and I are both halfway through our vaccinations right now, which is very exciting because it just feels like we're one step closer to conventions with y'all. And we just can't wait to meet everybody. And honestly, you guys are the driving force behind all of this.
Yeah, man. We couldn't be more excited to do it, And I also wanted to say thank you to you guys because a lot of the people that we've had on the show have messaged me after we had like Dope Pope the other day. We've had Kaiju Live on. A bunch of people. We haven't had Kaiju Live on. I've been on their show though. AJ
you were on their show.
Yeah, we got to have them on.
We need to have AJ on.
But yeah, we've had a bunch of people tell me like, oh man, everybody went and supported us after. That was really cool. So I can't thank you guys enough. We have an awesome community here. Wordy says Black Panther on wood looks fantastic. Heck yeah, right? Sideshow's not playing around, man. Those prints they put together.
They know what they're doing.
They're screen printing the Black Panther on the wood, the Iron Man the wood.
They're an incredible company.
You guys are going to love it, man. You guys are going to love these Marvel prints, I promise you. And they each come with a special little official Marvel stamp on them that Marvel sent Sideshow.
It's the tiniest little stamp. It's so cute.
And Sideshow sent it to me, and every one of those is stamped with a Marvel stamp to make it super official.
The most official. Didn't we just get some Sideshow stuff? Should we show that on the next stream?
Next time.
Yeah. We'll talk about it next
time. See you on Animal Crossing, Gabby. That's what Jersey says. Heck yeah. Dude, message her so she gets on it. I think look, man.
I will. I promise.
It's weird to do live streaming, And
yeah, but I'm so used to it now.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, good point. Don't forget, if you guys are new to the stream, new to the hang, go on Facebook and join the Attack Peter Print Crew Facebook page. It's super great. Everybody hangs there all week. People post the stuff they got. People help each other find prints they may have missed in the past. Sometimes people buy an extra print and they're available, and it's just awesome. Like, no one's trying to scam anybody there. No one's trying to scalp anybody. Yeah, man.
All love. Big family.
Join that gang over there. Yes, Kaiju Live. AJ, I know, dude. I'm a dickhead. We're gonna do it, dude.
AJ, I'll call you and set it up.
We should.
Apparently.
I know. AJ has a lot. By the way, go to Kaiju Live's page and check out their Discord server if you're into Godzilla, King Kong, and fun stuff like that. All kinds of kaiju. They're doing a lot of great stuff over there. They're just showing me Discord. Yeah.
Apparently, we don't know because we're old now. Apparently.
Yes. Listen to my mom and press the like button, everybody.
Yes.
Don't disappoint my poor mother. She said it. Only join if you're nice. That's true, Rafi. We have a good gang. We gotta fix that loop thing. When the music goes out, it kills me. Yeah, but so yeah, I think we're good though, right? Ready to wrap it up?
I think that's enough for now. I think tomorrow. Can you imagine if we did this every day?
No, can't. Okay, next week.
Do that, but we're not gonna do that.
What's next week's date?
Next Thursday?
Next week is.
Is it St. Patrick's Day?
No, it can't be. It's March 18th next Thursday.
So it's the day after St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah. We'll have a St. Patrick's Day.
Do you guys want us to do a St. Patrick's Day thing?
You guys want to do Irish car bombs?
No. Excuse me, but I have to work the next day. No,
I'll do one.
Maybe we'll do Irish whiskeys?
No.
Question mark?
We have to have Guinness.
Sausages.
Sausages and Guinness?
Irish sausage.
What the heck is that? An Irish sausage?
Those exist.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure they're just regular ass sausages from.
I could have sworn I bought Irish sausages the other day.
Okay, I got a lot of awesome guests lined up, by the way. Let me know, you guys, in the comments or anywhere if you're enjoying when we have guests on, because I have some awesome artists who are asking me, and frankly, I'm honored that they're even thinking about it, because I should be the one asking them. And I want to know whether I should bring more guests on to talk, if you guys are enjoying that. I know I want to have Greg Ruth on soon. I know I want to have Jesse Hernandez, the Urban Aztec, on soon. There's so many people. So just let me know if you're digging that. I want to get Jason Edmiston on here if he'll do it. We got to have Tom Whalen on again for a live stream. So if you guys are enjoying that, let me know. And if you want to have a certain guest or something like that, let me know in the Facebook group. Like, have this guy on, try to have this guy on, try to have this guy on, and let us know what to ask and all that kind of stuff. Oh, Irish beer cheese. We have that. We have that here.
And it didn't taste like beer.
Jersey, it tastes just like regular ass cheese. Maybe we're getting the wrong Irish beer cheese.
I don't know if somebody was trying to
Greg
rip
Ruth,
us off there, but we definitely did not get any beer in our
That's
cheese.
a good idea. We should bring in AJ to literally do an Irish car bomb together. AJ, I'm super down, dude. Okay, we'll get you.
AJ, do you want to be on the
St.
Patrick's Day?
We have something lined up for sure,
we
I
do?
think. But either way, no matter what, we still can bring AJ
We
on.
have time.
Yeah, we do both.
We can do both.
All right.
Okay.
All right, you guys. Irish car bombs next week with AJ from Kaiju Live and
I'm
more.
not having an Irish car bomb.
Gabby will have 2 Irish car bombs next week.
Not even one. I will have
Okay,
a
what did I
single
miss?
sip
Start
of
from the
Guinness.
beginning. And Evan Morrison. Drop the link in the chat one more time in case anybody
yeah.
wants to grab one. Evan, I'm sure I'm distorting. I'm too close to the fucking microphone.
Back up. You're not a singer.
I know. I'm painting a Skeletor listening. Thank you for
Oh,
keeping
you better
me.
show
Heck
us.
Yeah, Jersey. Post it, dude.
Tag
Post it in the
Peter
Facebook
in the
group.
thing so that we can see your Skeletor. I love anything Skeletor.
Heck yeah. Before we get out, if you guys are just joining or you're popping in late, there's that link if you want to grab the brand new Warhog official first ever linoleum block print of the Warhog. 1 through 50 only for this guy. I think I don't want to promise something, but maybe I should write Attack Peter Print Crew on it in pencil. And you guys know it's only for
Would you do that
the
for
50.
real?
I'm gonna try. I'm thinking about it because my signature takes so long. It might take me an extra hour.
Your signature takes so.
If we
damn
sell out in
long,
24
dude.
hours, I'll do it. If we sell all
Maybe-
50 of them, I don't even
Then
know
you'll
if we
put
sell
Attack Peter Print Crew on it.
Maybe.
By the way, if anybody wants to pick up the mug that I've been drinking out of this entire time, which is now has become my favorite mug because it's the perfect size, and it's this one in case you haven't been paying attention. I'm going to put it up here. That's the mug. It is available. You can purchase it. For $15, you can join my cool kid crew. Mug crew. There's different sizes. You can even have the mega size, 15 ounces if you're insane, 11 ounces if you're like me and a tiny person who needs tiny mugs. I will drop the link to the mug in the chat. So if you want to join me
And
in
remember,
the Attack Peter mug crew,
we got the Darumas are still available for pre-order. These are going to be sold out soon, and I hope. And then,
yeah, that was very confident.
but they won't be around forever, man. So definitely grab one. These guys are so badass and huge. First ever. You heard how awesome Skybound is. So if you want to support a great company, check us out.
Oh, you need to do a Takaro mug.
Oh yeah, it's a good idea.
You need to talk to your crew.
Warhog mug,
about
Takaro mug.
Yeah.
Raph, remind me about that. Post it in
Takaro
the
tiki mug.
Yeah, I love that.
Can we please?
Raph, post those 2 things in the Facebook group, and we'll definitely get those.
I just dropped 2 links, by the way. The first link I dropped was for the mug, and the second link I just dropped was for the pre-order for the Daruma, in case anybody is interested. Although I'm sure all of you have already picked up yours because you're an amazing family.
You guys are awesome for sticking around. If you have any questions, let me know. Let us know before we get out of here. We'll answer a few questions if you have any.
Yeah,
If
I'm sorry, we're not
gonna head
taking
out.
calls. It's just we're tired.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love tea.
I love tea. Yeah, yeah, that's the right way to go. Tea forever. Although I drink way too much coffee. And
Make sure you're subscribed to Comics Vault Live, by the way. Big Clutch's show. I can't say anything else. Just make sure. Make sure you're subscribed to
Is
the
there
Skybound
something
channel.
special coming
Can't
up?
talk about it.
You haven't talked to me about it.
Yes, I
I'm your
have.
wife.
Yes, I have. You know about it. You just don't
that's
remember.
Wait, was it already announced? Is it the thing that was already announced?
Nothing was announced. Nothing was announced. Do not say anything. Turn off your mic. I beg you. I can't trust you now.
Yeah, there was an expo. with
No,
Jesse.
was not. Oh, that? No. That's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, then I have no idea what you're talking about.
No.
Then I have no idea what
Oh,
he's
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about.
okay,
And I
okay.
am his wife.
That's right. No, she knows.
We're gonna
In
talk about
fact,
it
on the
later.
way to going to sleep, I'm going to point out what I'm talking about on the dining room table, and you're going to be like, oh, yeah, that. It's sitting on the dining room bench right now.
Peter, I haven't looked at our dining room in ages. By the way, if you guys don't play this, we just finished a game of Hunt a Killer, and that's the only thing on our dining room table right now is stacks of boxes from Hunt a Killer. Oh, plug the next expo.
We don't have.
Is there another date for that?
There's not one that I can officially know yet, but there is one coming. I know that.
Chelsea got the Daruma mug, and
Heck
that's
yeah.
it. Now we're a gang.
Daruma mug gang.
We have to. If you got the mug, you have to bring it to the cons. You have to bring your mug with you, mug club.
Why is that so
Mug
funny?
club. I don't know, because somebody's showing up with a mug and being like, cheers, with a full thing of tea inside
no, the funny thing is them showing up with a mug and walking all the way from the entrance to the booth, like
all the way.
Like super anticlimactic, just like and then bumping it and then
with
and
like
finally,
hot tea inside of it.
Cheers.
Hashtag mug club, and we like bang them
and
together and smash them, and then go back to Skybound and buy more.
Oh my god, love
this
it.
could be amazing.
Mug club.
So join the mug hashtag.
Yeah, dude, we can do all kinds of mugs. But,
or you know what? After the cons, God, I'm getting so many feels about meeting you guys at the cons. We all go to our a pub down the street from
Mug
the con
Club pub.
with the mugs and make them serve our drinks in the mugs.
Mug club, pub.
Mug
pub,
club pub
run hub.
Pub
hub.
Why hub? Why is it a hub?
Well, first you have to go to the mug club pub.
Can you tell
hub.
how tired we are? That we're
first you go to
it's
the
delirium at this
We'll
point.
call the booth the mug club pub.
Locke
hub.
says hashtag smash club now.
Smash.
Yeah, just smash our mugs. We just constantly buy more of them. Locke, when we go to the cons, you just need to bring like 5 or 10 boxes full of mugs so that we can just constantly smash them and get more.
Locke, remind us to remind Eric, or just remind Eric if you remember to, or message Eric and tell him we need Takaro mug and Warhog mug.
Yes, Takaro mug is absolute.
That's like a great idea from Rafi.
Yeah.
Depending on the day of the con, it might be tea or might be vodka. True.
Oh.
Mug crawl.
Depending
mug crawl.
on the day of the con. Yeah, day one is vodka.
Really?
Day 3 is tea.
Yeah.
Because day 1, everyone's super excited. By the last day, we're all just running on fumes. It is what it is. Mug crawl. Mug crawl.
All right, you guys.
Right, we're done.
I'm so freaking tired. I love you.
Enough.
I promise you. I know some of you have been messaging me like, yo, where's my prints at? I promise
They're
you.
coming, dude.
I promise you I've not stopped working on them. Most of the people here don't message me. And people who message me, they're not being rude or just curious like, yo, what's going on? I get it. But what?
Pub mug club hug filled with Guinness. I think that's it. I don't know, but it rhymes and everything ends with a G or a B, and I'm happy about it. Gang gang.
Gang gang. Hub.
Oh, this is too much. You guys
Gabby won't let me leave.
I won't.
All right, listen to me. So just so you know, everything's coming. I promise you, everything's coming. Again, Daruma's on their way. Secret Project on its way. Son of Godzilla on its way. Everything's coming real soon. I love you guys. Thank you, Locke. Thank you, DA. Thank you, all the Skybound crew who helped put it together. Thank you to my beautiful wife for running the 1s and 2s. Wicked. Show them how you do the wick.
Is it this? Is it?
Yep. Go harass Gabby and tell her to start her Twitch/YouTube Animal Crossing channel.
I promise. Spring break is coming up. That's when everything's going to happen because I can't do anything when I'm teaching. I'm sorry.
Wonton is so pissed.
Wonton is done with us.
We'll do Wonton and we'll be out.
He's disowned us. All right. Oh, yeah. Show Wonton. Oh, poor guy. He's going to be so upset. He was sleeping so peacefully. But we'll bring him out for you guys because we know everybody loves Wonton.
Wonton Cam.
Wonton says goodnight, everybody.
He's so pissed off. He snuck a whole bag of treats today, you guys.
An entire bag of treats.
He stole a whole bag of treats. And now his bed is filled with crumbs. I just felt it. Yeah, I'm pretty pissed off, man.
Sorry, guys.
I had a lot of treats.
A lot of treats, full belly.
Say something to the people. Well, I had a lot of treats. I'm not too
Look at that belly. Look how full it is of treats. Oh, he's so tired.
His breath smells like pork rinds.
Oh, my God. All right, we love you guys. We're out of here.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody. Bye. Okay, hold on. Outro. Bye.